All right, so we begin our discussion with writing the equation through 2, 3, and the slope is negative 2/3. Just want to call your attention to this equation that we're going to use quite a bit. Y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. Now, just so everybody remembers, this is point slope. And then from here, you can put it into either slope intercept, which is y equals mx plus b. This is the one that we tend to use most often than not. But if you had to, you could also put it into standard form, which is ax plus by equals c, just depending on how you go about solving. Now, I will tell you, the book tells you to put it in both. I don't particularly care one way or the other. If you can get it to this one every single time, that's good enough for me. Okay? So, just keep that in mind. When you're doing it in the homework, it may say do both. If you can do one, that's good enough. Okay? All right. So, write the equation through 2, 3, slope negative 2/3. So, y minus y1 equals m x minus x1. Okay. Now, from there, you're going to distribute. And you're going to do, why don't we get rid of the 3 first? If you distribute, you're going to get a fraction that we don't really want to have to deal with necessarily. So let's multiply through by 3 and we'll get rid of the fraction. That'll be nice. This becomes 3y minus 9 equals negative 2 x minus 2. Distribute 3y minus 9 equals negative 2x plus 4. Add 9, 3y equals negative 2x plus 13. Divide by 3, divide by 3, divide by 3. Y equals negative 2/3 x plus 13/3. I think you missed a sign somewhere, man. That's what you should have gotten for number 1. Any questions on that? Okay. All right. We're going to continue on to the next one. Write the equation through 2, 6, 2, negative 8. Now this is, I think, a really hard one here. And by hard, I mean if you don't know the answer, you're never going to figure it out. And that sounds like so stupid. Like, of course, if I don't know the answer, I'm not going to figure it out. But here's the deal. You got to find the slope. So when you get negative 8 minus 6 over 2 minus 2, and you get down to negative 14 over 0, this is a problem for you. Because this is undefined. Okay? Now, because it's undefined, what does that mean? Well, if the slope is undefined, then it has to be a vertical line of some sort. It's got to be some vertical line. Those are the only things that have slope undefined is vertical lines. Right? So this line that we're referring to has to be a vertical line. And it has to be a vertical line through 2, 6. So here's 2, 6. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And also through 2, negative 8. That's the vertical line we're referring to. Now what's the equation? X equals 2. And you see, it's this portion of the test when we have questions like this that people don't know how to do it. They just stare at it. Like it's some kind of damn 3D puzzle that if you stare at it long enough, some picture will pop out in front of you. Okay? And then what I usually hear when they don't have an answer for this and the test is over, oh, I ran out of time. No, you didn't. You in all likelihood ran out of answers first. And as a result of running out of the answers, you ran out of time. This is not one that you can figure out on your own. Why? Because there's no work. You see what I'm saying? Like, people go, show your work. Here. It's all here. This is the work. There's nothing to do.
So if it's undefined, in this case, you can just look at the x.
Anytime the x's are the same, it's x equals whatever that number is. Anytime the y values are the same, it's y equals whatever that number is. Yeah. Okay. That's tricky. Okay. Write the equation. X-intercept is -5, slope is -3. X-intercept is -5. What's the ordered pair? -5, 0. -5, 0 is the ordered pair, right? So now it's through -5, 0, slope -3. So y minus 0 equals -3, x minus -5. We agree? Y equals -3x. Negative and negative become positive. So -15. Okay. Always straight. And then lastly, we come to the fourth one. All right, so to recap the discussion we were just having in class, you need to know, what does it mean when two lines are parallel? What does it mean when two lines are perpendicular? Two lines are parallel, meaning they don't cross, as the English version of what we're talking about. And in mathematical version, it means, in essence, that the two slopes are the same. So, M1 is equal to M2, which is kind of probably too mathematical, but the slopes are the same. Now, if they're perpendicular, that means they cross at 90-degree angles, and what that means is the slopes are negative reciprocals of each other. Okay? So, when this says write the equation perpendicular to this, the first thing I have to figure out is, what is the slope of this? Okay, now how do you find the slope of that? Well, you have to solve for y. So you would say 4x minus 5y equals 6. In order to solve for y, you would subtract 4x, subtract 4x. Negative 5y equals negative 4x plus 6. Divide by -5, divide by -5, divide by -5. You'd get y equals 4/5 x minus 6/5. So when we get to slope as 4/5, the fact that it's perpendicular means the slopes are negative reciprocals. So taking the reciprocal of 4/5, you get 5/4. And taking the negative of that, it would be negative 5/4. So what this comes down to is, how do you write the equation through 4, -1 with slope negative 5/4? Same way you did the other ones. Y minus y1 equals m x minus x1. Wow. Okay. First of all, negative and negative become positive. So y plus 1 equals negative 5/4 x minus 4. Now from here, you can either multiply through by 4 and you can clear the fraction, or you can just go ahead and straight distribute. Distributing is not so terribly bad because these are going to ultimately cancel each other anyway. So you're going to do multiply both sides by 4. This and this cancel. 4y plus 4 equals negative 5x minus 4. 4y plus 4 equals negative 5x plus 20. Subtract 4, subtract 4. 4y equals negative 5x plus 16. Dividing by 4, dividing by 4, dividing by 4. Y equals negative 5/4 x plus 4. It does appear that it is no longer a tera. It is now a Purcell. Good job, Purcell.